So I live on my own, and actually, if I'm really honest, that's probably been the hardest thing about all of this. So having breast cancer and going to do chemotherapy on Friday and then coming home after doing chemotherapy and all your friends are locked down and no one's allowed to come and visit you, and I'll be here in this house on my own with cancer and doing chemotherapy. There's something about that can easily trigger fear in me if I allow it to.
Lonely. Now I'm adjusting a little bit, to be on my own.
Two plastic sheetings, just like you would see in a medical ward, and that's what separates me from the rest of the family.
Our people have always had mobs together, always spoke together and in groups and everything, and now we're still doing the same on Facebook and everything, I suppose.
I've got some underlying medical issues. Leukemia is one of them, and if I get this virus, it's curtains for me.
During the war it was bad because there wasn't enough sugar, salt, coffee. That was very scarce. Then there was not such a thing as isolation like now. The ladies used to get together. Say someone had a wood oven. Say, let's get together and we make all biscuits and stuff. Tomorrow we make a cake. And you had a bit of sugar, the other one had a bit of salt, and share it. Very. This year we got everything, but we missed the company. We missed the get together.
In LA, before I came back home, I was working on a couple of film sets over in Los Angeles. Within 48 hours, really, the decision from not going home to going home had all happened. Food gets handed to me through the kitchen window, fresh gloves, face mask, and we're taking all precautions just to stop the spread to any elderly family members. We were already quite separated. Social media and everything really did, especially certain generations, really struggled to hang out together in person. And now that that's not a thing and something we're not able to kind of almost legally do, I don't really necessarily worry for myself, I think a bit, but I do worry for people on a large range. I think there's going to be some serious impacts on mental health.
I've been relegated to the backyard, and some very generous people offered a lend of this mobile home. With all those underlying conditions, I'm not sure whether it's safe for me to move back into the house anytime soon until they get a cure for this coronavirus, because my wife has to go and work and my daughters have to go and work, and if they bring it back and they don't show any symptoms and pass it on to me, well, it's I better start digging a hole in the backyard now.
We returned from France. We're doing our 14 days of quarantine at home, and this is the place in the world that I retreat to whenever times are hard. If I've had a friend that's been ill in Gippsland when we've been faced with bushfire situations, this is where I come to when times are tough. I feel so blessed to be able to come here and feel calm and grow some food, and I hope that everybody can find a space that brings them some peace over the next few weeks and months.
Having dogs is the best thing for mental health. I can't recommend having dogs enough. So I'm never actually alone with two very needy bulldogs. So I've had a policy ever since I got breast cancer of not allowing myself to fall into misery and self-pity. And then particularly now the virus has come on top of the breast cancer, and this idea that if you have cancer you're in danger of death from the virus is kind of, it's around you, you're really conscious of it. So I have a policy of not reading too much news and not allowing that to kind of get into my head. Every time I feel my morale dipping or I feel myself getting fearful, I put on some loud music and I dance around the kitchen, and I do that most evenings.
Who find it the hardest are young people and people that have got money that don't know how to be poor, that don't know how it's like to go without food. That's why the greedy people are grabbing everything. So Aboriginal people have always found it a struggle, you know. So we will cope and we will survive better than a lot of other people. That's just been our way of life. The rich people, the people that had money, they'll find it hard to go without. When everybody's going mental over toilet paper, please be grateful for what you have got. Be happy with your family, because you don't know how long you're going to have them, especially your parents and your grandparents. Treasure every day you have with them.
I think if anyone's in Australia right now during this time, I think you should be very grateful, because I personally think the way that the government's handling everything at the moment is absolutely insane compared to other places like the US. I mean, it's yeah, I don't know if I'm allowed to swear, but it's a shit show over there, and it's just scary. I have a lot of friends over there that, you know, have got enough money from the government to maybe survive for a month and a half, and then they can't pay rent. What happened? They live in their cars. There's no work.
I think we will come through better. I think that everybody's realising that it's so important to look after our families, our communities, our networks. We're realising what's important and what's not.
When this is all over, it'll be big celebration in the family, you know, all together.